I don't like speed. I don't like being out of control. And kite surfing is a combination of both. I think one of the most beautiful things about kite surfing is that feeling of just slicing through the water. You have spray coming up from 3 different sides of your board. This motion of the ocean, which surfers love, there's another added dimension because you're going at such a speed and you can change direction and then react with everything around you. So I've got this project called Expedition 1000. The idea is to do 25 different non-motorised journeys, each one at least 1,000 miles in distance. I've done 8 of them so far and still have 17 to go. So towards the end of 2014, I want to go to Brazil and kite surf at least 1,000 miles around the coastline. The problem is I don't know how to kite surf. This hasn't been easy for me. I took a long time to learn this. There are so many things to consider. Before you even get on the water, you have to know how to operate the kite, what the kite is capable of, and they're really powerful sometimes. Then sorting out all of this spaghetti coming off your bar, it's just mind-boggling. And before you know it, you're trying to learn how to control this thing that can potentially just pick you up and dump you down, at the same time as having all of your orifices filled with salt water. It's confusing and demoralizing at the same time as kind of cool. It took me a while to try and get up on the board for the first time. I spent 3-4 sessions just bobbing around. Every time I did something wrong, I tried to overcompensate each time. So if I wasn't generating the power, I generated too much the next time and I hurt myself.
Learning how to kite surf at the same time as wanting to vomit every couple of seconds is not ideal. Usually I struggle with taking information in at the best of times, and this is taxing.
You have 3 different factors. You've got the kite, the board, and then you, and everything has to slot perfectly into place in order to get going. Eventually, bit by bit by bit, those 3 factors all come together, and then you're away. I don't want this journey to become about a world record. I don't want it to be, oh look, I'm better than everybody, because I'm so not. I'm still wiping out every single session, but I know now that I can kite in one direction for 500 meters, and therefore I can go for 2,500, 3,000 kilometers if I just have the time and the will. I'm thinking ahead to this journey around a coastline that I'm not familiar with. There are sharks there aren't sharks here. Winds can be much higher there than they are here. At times I'm going to be 1 mile, 2 miles offshore. Little thoughts start to niggle. What happens if you're caught a long way offshore and you get wrapped up in your line? It easily happens when there's waves and big currents coming through, and of course the wind is high. You really need to know what you're doing. I think kitesurfing is the perfect metaphor for setting yourself a big goal and then just being able to persevere until you reach it. So this couple came up to me on the beach this morning and said, "Oh, we hope you'll complete your journey." And I just looked at them and said, "Well, I will." There's so many things that can get in the way of the idea and then actually doing it. But most of them are just up here. You learn as much as you can, you really, really want to do it, and then you go for it. That's the only thing that's going to stop me, not even starting.